Hello students, I hope you all are fine. Students, today we are going to start syllabus of 10th class. Science syllabus we are going to start. Today we will start chapter first, that is chemical reactions and equations. So what is the chemical reaction? First of all, we should know that. What is the chemical reaction? केमिकल रिएक्शंस क्या होती हैं? When two or more substances combine with each other and they give us some new substances by doing some chemical changes are known as the chemical reactions. Student, you know a number of chemical reactions take place in our surrounding. बहुत सारे रिएक्शंस हैं जो हमारी सराउंडिंग में होती रहती हैं, लाइक रस्टिंग ऑफ आयरन. रस्टिंग ऑफ आयरन भी क्या है? एक केमिकल रिएक्शन है. ओके, लाइक सेटिंग ऑफ कर्ड, लाइक कुकिंग ऑफ वेजिटेबल, ये सारी हमारी क्या हैं? केमिकल रिएक्शंस हैं. सारी क्या हैं? केमिकल रिएक्शंस हैं. केमिकल रिएक्शंस क्या होती हैं? जब टू और मोर सब्सटेंसेस आपस में रिएक्ट करते हैं, दे रिएक्ट केमिकली, okay, and they give just new product, they give just new substance, then that process is known as the chemical reaction. So chemical reaction is that when two or more substances, when two or more substance react with each other and forms up new substance. By doing some chemical changes. सो स्टूडेंट, जब दो से ज़्यादा केमिकल्स आपस में रिएक्ट करके हमें कुछ न्यू सब्सटेंस देते हैं, कब? जब उनमें कुछ केमिकल चेंजेस होते हैं, तो उसे हम क्या कहेंगे? केमिकल रिएक्शंस कहेंगे. ओके, नाउ स्टूडेंट, यू शुड नो दैट व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय द केमिकल चेंज. केमिकल चेंज क्या होते हैं? ओके, सो स्टूडेंट, केमिकल चेंज, chemical changes are those first one, formation of new substance take place here. Formation of new substance take place here. And mass of reactants can also be altered. Chemical changes क्या होते हैं students? You know there are two type of the changes. One is physical change and second one is the chemical change. In case of chemical change, new substance formation take place, but in case of the physical change, no new substance formed. Like, for example, students, if I have a paper and then properties of that paper do not get changed. We are just dividing in two parts. We are just changing shape and size of that paper. So that type of change is known as the physical change. Physical changes can be reversed because by pasting these two halves of the paper, we can join further. So this is the example of physical change. But student, if we burn the papers, if we burn that paper, burning of paper is a chemical change, because after burning it will give just some gases like CO2 and some ash production also it does. So students, after burning, it is giving us some new substances. So burning of paper is the chemical change. Burning of paper is the chemical change. So two type of changes are there. Type of change. First one is chemical change and physical change. In case of physical change in shape, size and state take place. No new substance formed. No new substance formed. And this process can be reversed also. It can be reversed. Means हम इसको reverse भी कर सकते हैं. Like students, cutting of paper. Stretching of rubber. Stretching of rubber, etc. मान लो स्टूडेंट हमारे पास एक रबर है, हमने उस पर कुछ फोर्स अप्लाई कर रखा है और उसको हमने स्ट्रेच कर रखा है. ओके, अगर हम अप्लाइंग फोर्स को क्या कर देंगे, रिमूव कर देंगे, तो फर्दर हमारी रबर अपनी सेम पोजीशन में हो जाएगी. ओके, मीन्स वहां पर हमने जस्ट एक टाइम के लिए फिजिकल चेंज किया था कि केमिकल चेंज वहां नहीं किया था, कोई न्यू सब्सटेंस की फॉर्मेशन वहां नहीं हुई थी. ओके, सो दैट चेंज इज नोन एज द फिजिकल चेंज. बट व्हाट इज द केमिकल चेंज? Chemical change is that in which formation of new substance take place. New substance will form here. And cannot be reversed. By doing some physical changes only. Students, for example, rusting of iron. In case of rusting of iron, what happen? You have iron, okay. How does this process take place? Rusting of iron. When iron react with oxygen present in atmosphere, plus it will react with water vapors. It will react with water vapors. Then student, what will happen? Formation of iron oxide, formation of rust take place. This one, Fe2O3XH2O. This is formula of rust. Rusting takes place. Here a layer of reddish brown color take place on the at the surface of the iron article. So student, can we further change that rust into the iron by doing some physical changing only? No. Yes, we can remove that rust. But we cannot convert that rust layer into the iron. So that type of change which cannot be reversed, and new substance formation is taking place there. Like this. Here, new substance is forming, that is iron oxide, that is the rust. So that type of changes are known as the chemical change. Like cooking of food. Cooking of food is also which cannot be reversed. Cooking of food. Student, if you make a chapati, can you reverse and you can convert that chapati into flour again? No, we cannot. So it is also a chemical change. Okay. Growing of a plant. Student, initially you are having a seed. If you watering them, if you provide some sunlight, you provide some minerals, then this seed gets germinated. After germination, it will grow up, and by seedling, by germination, it will convert into the plant. After that, further it will grow up and it will convert into a big tree. Can you convert that big tree further into that? Can you reverse that process? No. Okay, so that is also chemical change. Here, students, we are studying about the chemical reactions. So chemical reactions are those in which chemical changes take place. कैसे चेंज होते हैं? केमिकल चेंज होते हैं. केमिकल चेंज होकर जब 2 और मोर सब्सटेंसेज हमें कुछ न्यू सब्सटेंस की प्रोडक्शन करते हैं, कुछ न्यू सब्सटेंस हमें देते हैं. सो दैट इज नोन एज द केमिकल रिएक्शन. ओके स्टूडेंट्स, यस. Then what is the chemical equation? What is the chemical equation? Chemical equation क्या होती है स्टूडेंट? केमिकल रिएक्शंस हैं जब हमारे पास 2 और मोर सब्सटेंसेस थे. वी हैव 2 और मोर सब्सटेंसेज. react with each other by doing some chemical changes, and they are giving us some new substances. They are giving us some new substances in chemical reaction. But student, when we write that chemical reaction in equation form, in word form, we write this process in word form, then it is known as the word chemical reaction. Then it is known as the word chemical reaction. अगर उस प्रोसेस को कि क्या हमने रिएक्शन, हमारे पास क्या सब्सटेंस थे, क्या प्रोसेस वहाँ हुआ और कौन से न्यू सब्सटेंस हमें मिले, अगर हम इस कंप्लीट प्रोसीजर को वर्ड की फॉर्म में लिखते हैं, इन इक्वेशन फॉर्म लिखते हैं, तो उसको हम क्या कहेंगे? वर्ड इक्वेशन. ओके. लाइक स्टूडेंट, if I say when iron combine with, means with plus I can write combine with oxygen present in atmosphere. So in word form I can write this one also, and it also react with some water vapors present in atmosphere, then it will give us rust or iron oxide. Then student, the phenomena I have expressed in form of the words, then it is known as the word chemical equation. Student, you know, in a chemical equation, substances which react with each other are known as the reactants. Here these substances, these may be atoms, molecules, compounds. Okay, these are reacting, iron, oxygen and water. These are reacting with each other, and which react with each other and form new substances are known as the reactants. So, जो आपस में रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं और रिएक्ट करके हमें कुछ न्यू सब्सटेंस दे रहे हैं, तो जो सब्सटेंस आपस में रिएक्ट हुए, those are known as the reactants. Okay, and after reaction between them, we get some new substances. And these new substances are known as the products. Okay students, reactants are those substances which react with each other and give just some new substances. Okay, and products are those substances which we get which we get after reaction between two or more substances. Students, reactants we write, first of all we separate reactants and products by arrow, by a arrowhead. And student, we write reactants in left hand side of the arrow and products in right hand side of the arrow. And students, if there are two or more reactants, then like iron is one reactant, oxygen is one reactant, and water is one. So if there are two or more reactants, then we will separate them by plus sign, And in same way, if we have two or more products, so those will also be separated by the plus sign. I hope it is clear to you. So student, if we write process of a chemical reaction in equation form, in word form, then it is known as the word chemical reaction. And students, we can write this equation in form of symbols also. In symbols, in formulas, like here we are having iron, react with oxygen, further it will react with water and it forms iron oxide, rust. Students, we can write this in form of symbols and formulas, in forms of symbols and formulas. If it is in elemental state, then we will write symbol of that element. And if it is in compound or molecule form, if it is in compound form, then we will write formula for that. Again, like student here iron. Iron is element, so we will write symbol of the iron. What is the symbol? Fe. What is the symbol? Fe plus oxygen. So, oxygen you know very well. It is diatomic. It is diatomic. So, O2 plus water. Water is a compound. You will write formula for that. What is the formula? H2O. H2O. Then it gives us hydrated iron oxide, Fe2O3 XH2O. You will write the formula for that also. This is rust. This is rust. Then students, if we write, this one is known as the word chemical equation. Word chemical equation. And further, if we write word chemical equation into symbolic form, then it is known as the symbolic representation of chemical equation. Symbolic representation of a chemical equation. Okay students, first one is chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is the process in which two or more substances combine with each other and they form some new substances by doing some chemical changes are known as the chemical reactions. So that process we can write in form of the equation also, in form of word also. Then it is known as the word chemical equation. And if further we write the word chemical equation in symbol and formulas, then it is known as the symbolic representation of the chemical equation. Okay students, and students, we need to balance also. We need to balance the chemical equation also. If a chemical equation we have in balanced form, then it is known as the balanced chemical equation. So we will discuss balanced chemical equation. Why do we balance a chemical equation in next video. So students, here during a chemical reaction some changes take place. So what type of the changes take place during a chemical reaction? Some changes take place during a chemical reaction. You know students, during a chemical reaction some change take place. So what type of change take place there? First one is change in color, change in state, change in temperature, evolution of gas, formation of PPT, some more. So during a chemical change, some changes take place, like maybe color change take place, maybe state can change from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, okay, in this way. Temperature also get changed, heat can be evolved, heat can be absorbed, okay. Evolution, sometimes some gases can be evolved also, sometimes precipitate also form. So we will understand all these points with help of some examples one by one. But students, I will discuss about that tomorrow. So today we have discussed about these terms only. First one, what is chemical reaction? Chemical reaction is that in which two or more substances react with each other and they give just some new substance by doing some chemical change between them. Then we learnt about the physical and chemical change. What do you mean by the physical change? Physical change are those which can be reversed. No new substance formed there. Okay. And only change in shape, size, state change take place. Like cutting of wood, like cutting of the paper, cutting of vegetables, trenching of the rubber. All these are the examples of the physical change. Then we discussed about the chemical change. So what is the chemical change? Chemical change is that. What is the chemical change? Chemical change is that in which new substance form, which cannot be reversed, like growing of plant, cooking of the food, burning of the wood, setting of curd, all these are the chemical change. So in chemical reaction, chemical changes take place. What type of changes take place there? Chemical changes take place there. Okay students? So we can write chemical reactions in form of the equation also, in word form. If we write the chemical reaction process in form of words, then it is known as the word chemical equation. And if we express that in form of symbols and formulas, then it is known as the symbolic representation of the chemical equation. Okay students, so during a chemical reaction some changes take place, like change in color, change in state. So I will discuss one by one with help of examples tomorrow. So thank you, have a nice day.